Right now, there's a new global scramble happening, and it's not for land or oil, it's for control over the future of artificial intelligence. It's a race to see who will write the rules for our most powerful tools, and the stakes, for everything from our economy to national security, they literally could not be higher.
But here's the thing. This race has a huge complication. Generative AI doesn't just create things for us, it can also, well, invent things out of thin air. It can deceive, and it can make mistakes. The developers have a friendly name for it, hallucinations, but the consequences in the real world, they can be incredibly serious.
And believe me, this isn't just some theoretical problem for the future. It's happening right now. So let's dive into some real-world examples that show exactly why governments are scrambling to get involved. We're really seeing the growing pains of a technology that's just moving way faster than our ability to manage it. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. The irony here is just wow. This quote comes from a court case in Minnesota. An expert witness, and get this, their specialty was AI misinformation, used GPT-4 and ended up submitting fake AI-generated articles as part of an official court declaration. An expert. And this wasn't a one-off thing, not by a long shot. That number you see, 66, that's how many court opinions have come down where lawyers got officially reprimanded for misusing AI. We're talking about citing legal cases that were completely fabricated by the AI. They just didn't exist. And it's not just happening in courtrooms. A major financial services firm, Deloitte, actually had to refund the Australian government $290,000. Why? Because the report they delivered, which was generated by AI, was so full of errors, made-up books, misquoted judges, it was basically worthless. So all these stories, from courtrooms to corporate boardrooms, they all point to the same massive dilemma that every government on the planet is facing right now. How do you tap into the incredible power of AI without, unleashing all of its equally powerful risks? It is a true high-stakes balancing act. On one side, the potential upsides are just huge. Streamlining government, making us healthier, engaging citizens, it's all there. But then you have the flip side. You've got biased results, those pesky hallucinations we talked about, and of course, massive concerns about data security. Okay, so what are governments actually doing about all this? Let's take a look at the blueprints they're drafting. We'll start with the federal government's top-down strategy and then see how individual states are basically acting as little innovation labs for new rules. So, at the federal level, the U.S. government has this pretty straightforward three-step playbook for all its agencies. It really boils down to this. First, you define what a high-risk AI even is. Second, you assess its potential impact before you roll it out. And third, you have to report on those risks. Now, that first step, defining the danger, it's absolutely key. Before you can regulate something, you have to agree on what's actually dangerous. You've got to know what you're looking for, right? So here's what they landed on. They created this special category called high-impact AI. And basically, this covers any AI system that could be used to make a big decision about a person's life. We're talking about their civil rights, their access to government services, or even their physical health and safety. And that brings us to step 2 in the playbook. Before any federal agency can even think about using one of these high-impact systems, they have to complete a super detailed AI impact assessment. And this isn't just a checkbox exercise. They have to analyze everything from the data quality to the potential fallout for civil liberties. But the feds aren't the only ones in the game. States are creating their own rules too, and some of them are even stricter than what's coming out of Washington. They're effectively becoming these test kitchens for AI governance. Just look at California, for example. They passed this landmark law that forces developers of the most powerful AI models, we're talking the big ones like GPT-4 and beyond, to report on what they call catastrophic risk. And they define it with some seriously specific and honestly kind of chilling numbers. An incident causing mass casualties or over $1 billion in damage. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This whole patchwork of rules we're seeing in the US, it's really just one part of a much, much bigger global competition for who gets to dominate AI. And right now, it's breaking down into 3 very different philosophies. You hear this phrase a lot in policy circles these days, and it pretty much nails the 3 competing strategies. The US goes all in on innovation, betting that being the fastest and most advanced will win the day. The EU focuses on regulation, trying to build the safest and most ethical framework. And China's strategy? Replicate what works and then pour state resources in to surpass everyone. And this chart, it really shows you the money behind those philosophies. The US outspends both China and the EU as a percentage of its entire economy on research and development. That massive investment is the fuel for its Innovate First engine. And here's a crucial point. This isn't just about code and algorithms anymore. The race for AI sovereignty has become a physical battle for real-world resources. We're talking about the most advanced computer chips, huge data centers, the incredible amounts of energy and water needed to run them, and, of course, the smartest people to build it all.
So when you put it all together, these different rulebooks, this fierce competition for resources, it's all pointing toward a future that looks a lot less global and a lot more fractured.
Yeah, instead of one big open internet for AI, we're seeing the rise of, well, digital borders. These regional blocks are creating their own tech bubbles, each with its own set of rules and standards. It's creating this patchwork of policy across the globe. And this isn't slowing down. In fact, experts think it's just going to speed up. So within the next year, expect even tighter controls on who can get advanced AI tips. 3 years from now, that tech decoupling between the US and China is going to be way more obvious. And by 5 years from now, building regional supply chains for chips will likely be the norm, with national security winning out over global efficiency.
Which leaves us with this one final massive question. In this global race for AI dominance, who actually wins? Is it the country that innovates the fastest, no matter the risk? Or is it the one that builds the most trusted, reliable framework for AI? The answer is going to define not just the next decade of technology, but global power itself.